Well, Ruben Amorim gets his first win at Old Trafford in his first ever game in his first ever competitive game managing Manchester United at Old Trafford. It ended 3-2 in favor of Manchester United. Looks like this system won't really get us very many clean sheets, by the way, because you said it that two games, 3 goals conceded, 4 goals scored, and we are really looking better as a side. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokan David is my name, and hope you guys are really have fun. The side of Manchester United has obviously gonna win this beautiful encounter by 3-2. And guess what? I really enjoyed everything that I went ahead to see onto that page because the manager was like, I'm gonna really make some changes. And for those that never started the game of Ipswich, some of them got themselves a start. 1, Malacia, Anthony, Mason Mount, Rasmus Hojlund. You get? Those 4 players went ahead to obviously find themselves in a position, obviously getting themselves into the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United. The rest we are maintained. The 7, the back, the 7. Oh, and Lisandro Martinez never started. So 5 players went ahead to obviously come into this beautiful game of football and really had a very wonderful display. So 3 goals scored by Manchester United. Who is really gonna be the headman or the headliner? It's really gonna be Rasmus Hojlund, because out of the 3, he had a contribution in all of them. The first goal that came in through even before 1 minute clocked, it was his press that really led to him really putting the goalkeeper under pressure. Made a sliding tackle, the ball went into the vicinity of Alejandro Garnacho, and it was the easiest ever chance that I've ever gone ahead to see a player of Man United get, because it was just a net to beat. No goalkeeper, no what, and he went ahead and obviously put in a required finish altogether into the mix. That is Alejandro Garnacho. Then later, Rasmus Hojlund went ahead to obviously level, because this team went ahead obviously scored 2 goals, you know, and then Rasmus Hojlund went ahead obviously level. An assist coming in from Mazarawi, and I believe everyone believes that Mazarawi is really one of those players that is really playing a very beautiful job, or doing a very beautiful job at the club of Manchester United. And his skill set, his technical ability, you know, is really out of this world. And that pinpoint cross into the 6 box area of Bodo Glimt that saw Rasmus Hojlund do justice to it and really put that ball in the back of the net, went ahead to obviously close everything for the club of Manchester United, and they went to half time when it was 2-2. And that was very important goal, because if we don't go to half time when we are really 2-2, Bodo comes back when they're really very, very believing that they can obviously turn things around and maybe register a win against Manchester United. So Rasmus Hojlund then returned in the second half and really went ahead to capitalize onto that cross that was, or that cross that was put in, or that pass, that square pass that was put in by Manuel Ugarte, and he went ahead to bury it in the back of the net. And this is what I'm always going to tell people who have always gone ahead to obviously criticize Rasmus Hojlund about him not being a perfect number 9. And I'm like, name your number 9 who doesn't get chances and creates goals. That is it. This season, he had only gotten 2 chances and he had buried them at the back of the net. And again today, he has buried 2 goals at the back of the net. 2 chances and 2 goals. His conversion rate is really insane. If you really doubt this young lad, then football is not meant for you. Just look at his stats. He's one of those most suffocated strikers by his creative service, but he's one of those players that has a high conversion rate, meaning that get him chances, he'll obviously score them. And I think let this be a very huge message being sent to Ruben Amorim that Rasmus Hojlund is the guy. He's the guy. He's the perfect number 9 that we can obviously have. The hold up play, how clinical he is, he's unselfish, and get him onto target, or get the ball in there. He'll obviously bury it into the back of the net. That is Rasmus Hojlund for you. He'll never let you down every time you obviously give him a chance. So Rasmus Hojlund is really one of those people that has 3 goals into the UEFA Europa League, scoring his first one against FC Porto, putting in a shift that is really well understood by we the people that understand him in being a typical number 9. When you look at that first goal, I don't think that we have a player at Manchester United that will obviously do that first touch, and obviously follow it up with a second one that will obviously see the goalkeeper beaten. Because the first one is very good to an extent that it beats out all defenders. Because all defenders were like, he's really gonna shoot with his first touch. But he took it, lifted the ball into his vicinity and shot with his weaker foot, that is the right foot, and he made it 2-2 for the club of Manchester United. The second one, obviously, one touch into the back of the net, and that is a message sent to Ruben Amorim that never in life trust Marcus Rashford leading your line. And I think Ruben Amorim has gotten to know that the right guy for this business is none other than Rasmus Hojlund, because even when he brought on Marcus Rashford, you know what he did? He went ahead to obviously put this guy to where he deserves to be, behind Rasmus Hojlund, meaning that he's planning to obviously keep Rasmus Hojlund as his number 9. And I tell you, he's really doing good and better, and is one of the best players that you'll ever want to obviously get and obviously treat you to the best of performances that you'll ever get. And over the weekend, when you're playing Everton, I would love to see Rasmus Hojlund leading the line, and him playing 90 minutes. It's a message that the manager wanted him to obviously build his confidence and maybe look out to obviously make a hat-trick into this encounter. Alejandro Garnacho, I think there are positives in his game. He has scored his 8th goal of the season. He's really on fire. That is it. And looks like the manager is going to have to trust him a lot because he has played him 90 minutes. You understand? And I think even in the game of... did he really leave him to play all those minutes when you're playing against Ipswich? I don't remember very well, but he's one of those players that the manager has kept on the field of play. And however much really had chances to kill off the game, and he didn't, but he really did some cutbacks and crosses in, like 3-4 crosses into the mixer. That is good about him, because it was not something that you could anticipate that this guy will obviously give you in every game, but consistently he has gone ahead to obviously show us that he can really do this and continue giving us the best of the best as we really think the game of football is supposed to be. But him being on target, very important. Let him get scoring goals. His confidence is really building up, and we know one day, one time, a lot will obviously go his way. So that is Alejandro Garnacho for you. And when you look at how we played, I think these players with time will obviously get to know how good the system is. I've got ahead to see people slating Tyrell Malacia onto the second goal that we concede as a club of Manchester United that has been beaten off his pace. But what people forget is that Tyrell Malacia has been really off. It has been almost how many? 2 years without him starting a competitive game for the club of Manchester United, and him coming in through and putting in a required shift altogether today was really very important. I loved everything about him, though he needs to obviously improve on his end product. But you see how he presses, you see how he obviously gets the ball, he rarely loses the ball, press resistant player, and he's really doing wonders for the club of Manchester United into the mix. Mason Mount, I think I'll obviously talk more about these players during the player ratings, but it's good for Ruben Amorim to obviously register himself a win because I want him to really build on that. Let's get into the weekend with vibes up, knowing that we can score goals, we can win. Let's improve on those areas that have gone ahead, obviously cost us 2 goals, and I think will obviously turn out to be a better team and the needful. Andre Onana, obviously, you don't have to forget to give him his flowers because he really did the due diligence and put in a very big shift altogether. And I'm like, the guy is really great. That save, there are 2 saves he made, but that one of the free kick that Berger went ahead obviously direct to him in the dying minute was really exquisite, and his ball distribution has been on point. You remember that back pass, was it from Dallo? Very poor. It was going to cost us a goal, but guess what? He came up and obviously put in a very beautiful shift altogether and did what a sweeper goalkeeper has to do. And the high line we played, I loved a lot. I loved that high line. I love that high line because it's what really takes you to what we call a press, the high press. Now, let's go to the stats. 20 shots by Manchester United, 7 shots by Bodo Glimt, 6 shots on target by Man United, 4 shots on target by Bodo Glimt, 73% ball possession by Manchester United, statement being made, 27% ball possession by Bodo Glimt, 789 passes. By the way, in the game of Ipswich, we averaged 600, and now we are 789. Very many passes. 300 passes by Bodo Glimt. 91% passing accuracy, 76% passing accuracy, 7 fouls by Man United, and 7 fouls by Bodo Glimt. 2 yellow cards to Man United and 1 yellow card to Bodo Glimt. 0 red cards to both sides. 0 offsides to Man United and 1 offside to Bodo Glimt. 22 corners for Manchester United and 1 corner to Bordeaux. And on the table, we are 12th as it stands right now. And I think if we win our remaining games, we will be good to go. And is it Victoria present? We are playing next 12th December. That is it. So guys, that's what I had for you in here for you. I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below. That has been my match reaction, and we are hugely waiting for what your thoughts are about this beautiful game of football. Ruben Amorim first win as a United manager in 1, and let's wait and see what happens to Everton. Match reaction done. I'm out.